The Pentagon has essentially shut the door on Poland's plan to give fighter jets to Ukraine's Air Force. Today, the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin called his Polish counterpart and told him the U.S. will not support the transfer. Under Poland's proposal, they would send Soviet-era MiG-29 fighter jets to Ramstein Air Base in Germany, hand them over to the United States for distribution to the Ukrainians. But the Pentagon spokesman says Putin would likely consider that an act of aggression. He says the planes wouldn't make that big of a difference anyway.
We believe the provision of additional fighter aircraft provides little increased capabilities at high risk. We also believe that there are alternative options that are much better suited to support the Ukrainian military in their fight against Russia.
Now, earlier in the day, Secretary of State Tony Blinken also expressed opposition to Poland's plan, but he seemed to suggest that providing fighter jets to Ukraine was still on the table if it was done in the right way.
Susan, no matter where you go, you're seeing these high prices all across the Southland. You know, for a lot of cases, people are going to have to start making the decision to whether to put food on the table or to start filling up their tanks. Here in the Crenshaw district, you can see a lot of different prices here. It remains above average, though, and it is having a big impact on drivers. Listen here.
I mean, prices were tough before because, you know, we're like in the lower class, and now it's like, especially here in the area of Crenshaw, you know, it's not like a higher class area, so it's insane. I know I'm gonna have to take the train more to get to places, you know, if my mom has to drop me off at practice or stuff like that.
I mean, it went up by like, I won't say like $20, like every time I fill up, so it does make a difference, like when you're trying to like buy something else, you know.
It's horrible, you know, I work a decent living, but you know, it's like down.
Sentiment shared with so many. The average price of a gallon of self-serve regular in LA County rose to $5.37. Some gas stations in the area even higher than that, though. The Shell at Olympic and Fairfax, for instance, in Mid-City, that one skyrocketed to $7.29 a gallon for premium. Then across the state, a gallon of regular, now $5.28. That's compared with just $3.73 the same time a year ago. This is all according to the latest data from AAA. Now, for people who drive for a living, this cost is simply unsustainable. Listen here.
Lyft drivers, no more profit for me, you know? Yeah. Watch, just $7, almost $45.
It's a huge problem. Now, in an effort to help, Lyft has just announced that it's now partnering with something called Get Upside. It's going to allow drivers to get cash back when they get gas from certain gas stations. Right now, there are 25,000 participating nationwide, even more coming in the following weeks. Now, as you mentioned at the top, Susan, experts say a part of the reason for this spike is because of a supply shortage thanks to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, back out here live, if you are driving yourself, there are a couple of ways that you can save some of that precious gas. One way is that experts say is to slow down, drive the speed limit. Also, turn off that air conditioning if you can manage it. Maybe roll your windows down. The other thing is to stop idling. If you think your car is going to be stopped for more than 60 seconds at a time, just shut off that engine. But this, unfortunately, is likely going to last for quite some time here in the Southland. Reporting live in Crenshaw, I'm Chelsea Edwards. Susan, I'll send it back to you.
Join AARP.
Well, as Russian forces press forward with their attacks on Ukraine, global businesses are retaliating. Joining the international chorus of outrage, the move by companies has pushed the Russian economy to new lows. Ollie Barrett tells us more.
Fitch cutting Russian debt and its ratings further into junk territory, downgrading the country's sovereign debt ratings. Again, Fitch saying that a default on Russian debt is likely to be imminent, saying that selective non-payment of sovereign debt obligations is possible by Moscow in the coming period of time. The Russian economy already looking visibly different given some of the changes being made, the decisions being taken by private enterprise as well. McDonald's Starbucks, Coca-Cola, some of those companies among the latest to say that they will at least temporarily stop doing business inside Russia. Heineken says it is stopping beer production and sales inside the country. That all follows those moves by the United States to effectively ban imports of Russian oil, the United Kingdom doing the same, phasing out Russian oil by the end of the year, the European Union moving slightly more slowly but setting a similar objective as well. Western leaders certainly feel that sanctions are beginning to bite now on the Russian economy and can have a further effect in the future as well. When it comes to refugees, the United Nations now believes that 2.1 or 2.2 million people have already fled Ukraine. Filippo Grandi, the UNHCR High Commissioner, saying time is now to help at the border, and he's saying that that help needs to be immediate and that countries shouldn't get bogged down discussing exactly how refugees are divided up among European countries. And then when it comes to diplomacy, Moscow confirming that Sergei Lavrov will take part in talks in Turkey on Thursday with his Ukrainian counterpart.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos...